Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. And I got a little wonderful message here today for you about peace and love. And it's coming to you live from station WEBM. And that's wonderful. Eddie B. Marcus operating from the top of the sky right down to wherever you are. Ladies and gentlemen, this message here today is for everybody. I've asked the people of the state of Minnesota to make me the next United States Senator as a write-in. And I want the job. I'm also asking the people of the United States of America to make me the U.S. President in the year 2020. I do not want the job. I seek it because the people of the nation needs me and God wants me. The reason that the people need me is because although all politicians offer the same things to the people, Republican or Democrat, most are just lies. But God wants me to carry forward the protection that can only come from God and from God's plan. So I accept the responsibility. And it blows my mind that a single singer can draw a great crowd. And four speakers can do the same thing. But you tell their people about their dreams and how they can come true, and they go to bed with no interest. This is what I'm saying to you in those few words. The people of the state of Minnesota, I ask you to make me your United States Senator because I'm one of you. And I want what you want. I want peace, prosperity, and joy in my life. And I can speak for it as a senator here and throughout the nation if given the opportunity to. And what I speak for, me, you, here, I would speak for the people all over the country. And it would be no problem from people all over the world if they ever heard me speak to know that I'm speaking for their concerns as well. Now, when it comes down to that presidential thing, look at me, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at me. I'm not a spring chicken. I'm an old fart. And if you ask me in these days and times of my life what I would rather be doing, I would rather be spending time with my 8 children. And I'd like to be doing things with them that they like doing, just for a while. My youngest is 15. My oldest is 50. And it's not from one lady. I got a present wife, and I'm divorced from another. And for some strange, wonderful reason, my present wife and I have 4 children. My ex-wife and I have 1. I have a girlfriend from when I was in high school. We got 1 child. I have a girlfriend from when I exited the military. We have 1 child. And I think that's 8. But what I would like to do, ladies and gentlemen, since these kids are all grown, they got families of their own. So I'm not trying to take their time and recreate a life for us. No, I want them to live a happy life just like I desire to live a happy life, just like you desire to live a happy life. I would be instrumental in a voice for that. But as President of the United States, look at me again. I've lived a long time. I've heard these lies over and over and over again. And I know, as God knows, that anybody that tells you that at this presidential election coming up, except me, will be telling you a lie. And you've always bought into lies. Republicans say we want to make sure everybody good education, good jobs, they got health care, the old people taken care of, the children taken care of, and they get into office and the world is just like it is. The Democrats come to you and say that they want to do the same things, wonderful education system, get rid of the debt, make sure everybody got food and clothing and shelter, education and health care and a job. They all say the same thing, and yet the world is like it is. And the reason that the world is like it is because you, the people, are confused. Let me tell you one more time, ladies and gentlemen. You, the people, are confused. That's what you heard in the scriptures, you will surely die. That meant, for those of you who thought it meant laying down back in those days, they didn't know what it meant. But today it means that you would be ignorant and stupid and not know what to do. You trusted another voice other than that original voice, God. You trusted in the voice of somebody else, and now you are confused. I know you hate to hear that, but you are as confused as can be. Now, that might sound understandable, coming and speaking and spoken of the people, what we call in the world. And yet you would have the Christian community. And I'm not just talking about Christians, I'm talking about all of you folks out there under some supreme power. You know what? Many of you, if not all of you, went to the polls and voted in America for the kind of system that we have. It doesn't matter whether you voted for a Republican, a Democrat, or Clinton, or Trump. Either way, it was going to be the same thing. You just got different people carrying it forward. Why is that? Because you, the people, are ignorant. You're confused. You allow a power that you don't even know exists. Put two people before you as possible representatives of you, and each one of them, by your own terminologies and your own research, indicated that they were villains, that they weren't fit, and yet you went to the polls without complaining because you settled on that the one that you were going to vote for was a lesser evil than the other. What does that implicate? That you are as confused as you can be. Let me say that one more time. You are as confused as you can be. But you know what you always use as an excuse, many of you? If you're not putting the Democrats down or the Republicans down, you're definitely putting God down and say, how in the world could God allow these things to happen? There is no God. There is no God, you say. And to you, there isn't. Why? Because you're confused. It didn't just happen. This happened way back in time. And now all the way up in this time, you're confused. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. You think I like this? People are raising millions and millions of dollars to run for office. And this is what people consider as being ready, on the mark, can organize. They can get this money. Some people will be raising millions and millions of dollars. I think somewhere they spent over $1 billion for an election. And so they will be doing that. And look at me. Look at this sign. I hope you can see it. It says write-in candidate Eddie Marcus, United States Senate, 2018. That's 2018 for the Senate. My story is on Facebook and YouTube. Now, what does that indicate to you? That indicates that I only have, and I got this from the dollar store. This costs $1, but I got two of them, and I got on both sides a statement that's written. But what does that tell you, the public? You, the public, who have been taught that if you're about anything, you can raise money, you can organize the community. They'll go in their pocket and give you all kinds of money for your lie. And here I am, spending $2. Now, you know what I do with that? I have to put this sign around my neck, or waist, or chest someplace. and walk out in the public, in the rain, on street corners, letting people see the sign, hoping that they will see Facebook and YouTube and remember my name, go on there and research to see what Eddie Marcus is talking about. And having done that, that they will agree with it and decide to give it a chance. In other words, to give God a chance. Now, what's the likelihood of that happening? What's the likelihood of all of you who are old now, who've been going to church 20, 30, and 40 years, listening to people tell you about God, and marched your ignorant tails down to those polls and voted for evil, and still went to church the next Sunday talking about God? Well, I run for office because I know that those things that God has designed for you from the beginning, they are the only way you will ever have peace, the only way there will ever be prosperity for all, the only way there will be joy in life for the United States citizens of America. I know that God's plan is the only way. And what is God's plan in a nutshell? God's plan is that everything in existence belongs to God, and God works harmoniously. But he's given human beings choice to decide whether they want to walk according to God's instructions or the instructions of someone else. A long time ago, they decided to walk to the instructions of someone else, and hell has been reigning supreme on earth ever since. Now, God's plan says that since God owns everything, and since God made human beings, and since human beings all have the same requirements for survival, such as, but not limited to, food and clothing, shelter, education, and health care, and since everybody requires this for existence, then God made it so that everybody could play a part in the process. And so the role that we as human beings play is that we are created with the responsibility of having a career of our own choosing. Something has been set in us so that particular career will give us our best joy in life. Better than playing basketball, better than playing football, better than singing and dancing, better than music, better than engineering. It would just be fantastic what God has given us, having the opportunity to do it. And so each of us playing a part, just like any family, big family, everybody got responsibilities. 8 billion of us, well, let's keep it to the United States, 300 million or so of us. And each one of us got a responsibility, a role to play in the input of the creative process of all that stuff I just mentioned that is required for survival. Each one of us. And since we put our hands in it, since it is made by each one of us, it belongs to us. Now, what fool have convinced us that since it belongs to us, we still got to deal with them to get some money to get it? We got to still deal with them to go into debt, to get a loan, to pay taxes, to pay fees. All of these things that promote outside of God. All of these things that promote outside of God, that's where we're stuck. And if we want peace, prosperity, and joy in our lives, we got to get rid of that stuff and treat each other like we want to be treated. Treat each other like no one is any more special than anyone else. Treat each other that no one is more deserving than anyone else. We got to do it. That's God's way. That's the only way to peace and prosperity and happiness and joy in life. There is no other way. So I don't care who's talking to you. If they're not telling you this, they're lying. And so I have no problem of giving you the message that I have been given to tell you. Now what's going to happen? The thing is going to happen that has always happened. You are going to do what you've always done. And the world is going to get worse and worse and worse. And you are going to point your finger at God. But you won't have an excuse. Because I'm here. And the choice today is yours. Now, when you make the choice that you want to keep on acting ignorant, foolish, I have no desire to do that. But as an individual, I can't change what you want. And so it is my choice. With all this gray hair on my head, all this age pushing me either up or down. I ain't letting no joker like Donald Trump call himself my leader, my president, speaking for me. And I'm not letting any of you other turkeys out there do it. So you can have this world. And I ain't got no problem with dying. I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this your time. And it's been truly an opportunity that I'm glad I had a chance to share with you. Bye-bye.